Tom here with Studio Sweat On Demand, here with the lovely, beautiful registered dietitian Miriam, who has a lot of helpful tips for us when it comes to nutrition and many, many more things. Today, we are talking about a question that we got in, and this is a sensitive topic, but go ahead and read the question.
Yeah, it's about women's health today, folks. So this is the question. How does a woman's monthly cycle affect your body and workouts? I always seem to be more hungry during cycles and have noticed that it can be hard to get in a good, strong workout. Should you add or reduce any particular food or drink during your monthly cycle? Thanks. This is such a good question because I had to research it myself based on the nutrition part of it. What about you?
And we learned a lot, actually.
Yeah.
One of our favorite articles, this is the opening paragraph. A staggering 150 symptoms are now believed to form part of PMS. Among the most common are mood swings and irritability, anxiety and tension, bloating and water retention, breast tenderness and swelling, acne, tiredness, weight gain, headaches or migraines, crying spells or depression, sugar and food cravings, constipation, and dizziness. Sign me up! Oh, right?
Happy to be alive and a woman.
Goodness.
Yeah.
Okay, all right,
Yeah.
so let's talk about this
Yeah.
and see how we can make it better.
So there are a variety of things that you can do to help, but of course, any kind of significant PMS symptoms, you should talk with your OBGYN, okay? So first off is blood sugar stability. So if you are eating maybe just twice a day or 3 times a day, it might not be the best during your cycle time, so PMS and then during menstruation. So if you ate a little bit more frequently and smaller meals, it would help stabilize blood sugar a little bit more.
Yeah, I've heard that.
What happens is if you go long periods during
No
this
pun
time,
intended.
Good.
By the way, guys, this topic is for you. You have to deal with us.
Yes, yeah, and you know, I did read a little bit about men and their hormone fluctuations, so that's a whole different topic. So
We'll get there next vlog.
we'll get there. Yeah. So the small, frequent meals will help with adrenal stress, basically. So epinephrine and adrenaline will come out if we're not eating and we're hungry. So that can happen more if you're waiting too long. So that doesn't help with the PMS and period symptoms.
So more frequent meals,
More frequent.
approximately every 3 hours or so, right?
Yeah, that would be best. I'm not great at that, especially if I'm at work. So I definitely notice a difference if I do, impose that on myself.
So that time of the month is something to really think about.
Yeah. Also, energy balance. So I'm talking about calories. So if you're eating in excess or eating under your calorie requirements, that can also really intensify the PMS symptoms and
Lack of energy.
yeah, and I mean you could get amenorrheic, meaning you won't get your period. Or
Sign me up for that.
irregular. There's reasons why that's not healthy.
Right.
Bone loss for one. Also, we want, the more regular we are, the more it's showing that we're balanced overall.
Stop throwing us off, Bethany.
I know. Another one, calcium. So if you are eating dairy, you're probably getting enough calcium. But if you're not, then I would make sure if your age is 19 to 50, you're getting 1,000 milligrams per day, either in supplement or food form or just food. Over 50, you should be getting 1,200 milligrams, and do not exceed 2,500 milligrams per day, because that can cause some adverse reactions. Okay, so calcium will help with the contractions of the uterus, so it'll help with cramping. I have read that evening primrose oil, it's a homeopathic way to maybe alleviate a little bit of the PMS symptoms because it contains gamma-linoleic acid, which then converts into the good prostaglandins, meaning like lowers pain and inflammation.
What form do you take that in?
It's a gel.
Okay. Like a tablet? Like a gel? Okay.
Yeah, so it's a healthy oil. Also, other healthy oils, omega-3 fatty acids, so in fish and nuts and seeds, that will also help with increasing the healthy prostaglandins, the good ones.
So would you suggest maybe even just eating more fish?
Yeah, 3
during
times a week
that
would
time?
be
Okay.
like so amazing, as long as it's, you know, got lower mercury levels. So you have to look at Seafood Watch or under the EPA, but like, you know, wild salmon's always a good one. So that's also another. Magnesium has been shown to help with kind of the contractions also of the uterus, but some people overdo it and you get a laxative effect if you take it in supplement form. So
not good for your workouts.
no. So if you're like, oh, my doctor told me magnesium, you know, I've heard this actually a lot, and then you notice bowel changes, that might be why.
Bethany, don't you hate when you poop when you're working out? It's awful.
Very awkward for everyone.
Anyway, sorry. Squishy. Okay, back to our vlog.
Hey,
Okay.
if somebody can't consume that much fish and they take an omega-3
Yes,
supplement,
yes. So a supplement that
She's
is-
not even supposed to be in this vlog, and here
Yeah.
she is.
I make my way in!
I know. Good job.
she's like a cockroach.
So she just called you a cockroach.
Fish oil in supplement form from Costco, the Kirkland brand. I mentioned this in another vlog. That's a really clean, you know, pure supplement company, so you can get it from Costco.
We should totally get kickbacks from Costco for all the times that we pull them into our vlogs.
I know.
Anyways, okay.
All right, so then vitamin D. Most people now are actually low in vitamin D. Get your vitamin D levels checked because there's a whole litany of issues that can happen from having low D.
Energy levels are really affected by
Yeah.
not getting enough vitamin D, right?
Totally.
Yeah, and you'd think for those of us that live in sunny areas like San Diego that we would get plenty of vitamin D, but interestingly enough, my vitamin D levels went down a little when I moved here because I'm always packing on the sunscreen.
So that's the problem too. Like we're like, oh, cancer or low D levels. So
Trade-offs.
what I suggest, and most dietitians will suggest, a D supplement. You know, if you're not going outside.
How to do it?
Yep. And so you first get them checked, then you can figure out the amount to take. Usually 600 to 800 IUs are totally fine. You might need more. Most people need more. B vitamins, that's going to be in your fruits and vegetables. So,
Eat them, people.
So I am going to suggest, don't go, I'm going to take a B complex. Just eat more fruits and vegetables. Also because if sodium levels are high, then you're going to retain more water during this time. So bloating is often common for, you know, the menses.
The menses. So you want to stay hydrated, right? Is that another one of your bullet points that we'll probably cover? But
right, hydration. So the fruits and
super
vegetables
helps with bloating and energy levels.
Oh my
To
gosh.
stay hydrated. And
For
another
sure.
way to stay hydrated is by not overdoing it on the sodium, right?
Totally. So under 200, that would be impossible. 2,000 milligrams of sodium. So I'm even being more aggressive than like the standard 2,300.
Right.
During this time, if you go to 2,000, it'll be significant for retention of water.
Milligrams of sodium.
Milligrams of sodium per day. And why I mentioned the fruits and vegetables is because of the potassium load as well, not just B vitamins. Potassium is a natural diuretic, so it'll help flush out excess water.
Is that why it helps with cramping so much? Or
Yeah.
why? Okay, cool.
Totally.
Okay.
Just a couple other things. Heavy caffeine will increase the bad prostaglandins, and you're going to get more pain symptoms. So we'll just watch the caffeine a little bit. Also, alcohol, because I mean,
Like
you know,
have more to get through it?
yeah, exactly. So another, okay,
Just
this
kidding.
is super interesting fact. I read, I didn't know, I'm a vegetarian. If you're a vegetarian, what it's shown is in some studies that you have a more irregular period versus non-vegetarians. So they're wondering if because of the fiber load is higher, because they noticed like a lot of fiber can actually excrete more estrogen out from the gut. So if you have excess estrogen, it's going to go bye-bye. So maybe that
Bethany cannot hold it together. I'm sorry.
that can be more irregular for
That's why
your
she's
periods.
not in this vlog. Sorry.
I know.
Yeah, okay.
She really shouldn't be. No,
Yeah,
I'm
it's
just
true.
kidding. And then whole grains can also help with increasing serotonin levels because of the complex carbohydrates in there. So not refined carbohydrates. So make sure you see whole in the first ingredient. Do you have anything to add to this?
When it comes to nutrition, or this are whole grain topics? Well, another thing that I know when you talk about blood sugar levels, how about just decreasing the amount of sugar that you
added
intake?
sugar.
Yeah, the added sugar, not the fruits and vegetables so much, but just the amount of unnatural sugars that you consume. If you're one of those people that has a sweet tooth, you really need to taper it back during that time of the month, because you do need to try and maintain those blood sugar levels. So if you're just like injecting it with some candy, basically by eating some candy, you're not doing yourself any favors.
I'm glad that you mentioned that. I forgot that point. That is huge with PMS symptoms. I'm sorry,
Thank you.
added sugar. So thank you.
Thanks. And then another thing, of course, that I'd love to talk about just as we wrap up is the benefits of exercise, because a lot of people wonder if they should even be exercising during that time of the month. And oh my gosh, if you do the research out there, you'll find that it is one of the number one relievers for PMS symptoms. So you should,
Tried and true.
yeah, you should definitely be working out, because there are so many benefits, and we don't have time to get into all the benefits and why it's such a reliever, but I'll just tell you that it is, and you can do research out there to see why that is. But
I always feel so much better, and you might not have the energy
Going
in, you're like, ooh, but if you just get over that initial hump, like the post-workout
you'll feel
sensations.
so much better
Yeah.
for so many reasons, and it is chemical. So it's not one of those things that's just the placebo effect. It's actually for real. There's so many things that happen during exercise that make it so much easier to
If
get
you're
through
bloated
that time of the
during
month.
that time and nothing's working, before you reach for like a diuretic pill, if you work out, I swear it's like whoosh, you're just gonna flush.
Exactly.
Flush out.
It's
So-
total detox. And another thing that I've seen in research is that aerobic exercise is actually a little bit better than just like a basic strength training exercise when it comes to relieving those symptoms of PMS and all the things that are related to it. So
I think that because that makes sense to me, because of the pain relieving chemicals that come from getting your heart rate elevated.
Yeah.
That might be why.
exactly, that's why I'm saying it is very chemical.
That's
So,
interesting.
yeah,
Oh.
yeah. So
I just
make sure that you're getting your
processed that.
exercise in.
Okay.
Really watch your diet, using the tips and tricks that Miriam just went over with us during that time of the month, but it's also important to think about all the things that she said during the entire month, because remember,
Yeah.
it's your cycle, right? It's your cycle,
The
not
whole
just
month,
your
yeah.
period, right?
Right.
So, okay, anything else before we wrap this guy up?
No, basically what I mentioned in the beginning, like if you're having extreme symptoms, like that you might not be able to fix with nutrition and fitness, just go see your doctor. But these are really helpful tips for daily life.
Yeah,
So.
well, sensitive topic, and I think we tackled it very well. High five!
Yeah.
All right, guys, for those amazing workouts, make sure you go check out Studio Sweat on Demand.
It's raining fire.